Hey everyone, let's get into reviewing one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Burn Notice. Michael Westen is a CIA operative who is at the top of his game. No one gets things done quite like Mike, but he gets a call in the first episode of this series where his agency puts a burn notice on him. Basically, all of his CIA contacts ghost him, and all of his accounts and connections with anyone in the government are gone. He has to work backwards to find out who burned him, why they wanted him burned, and how he will get back into the CIA. It's a truly fascinating series due to the plot. Michael gets to reunite with his good friend, Sam Axe, played by Bruce Campbell, and his ex-girlfriend, Fiona Glenann. Here's the fun part though. Sam Axe was a former Navy SEAL, now washed up on the beaches of Miami. And Fiona, or rather Fee, as she is called in the show, yeah, she was an ex-bomb-making IRA agent. How's that for a premise? The three of them end up helping out private citizens who are threatened, assaulted, or marked for death by criminals or government agents. And it's one of the most compelling procedural frameworks that I have seen in dramas. This way, you get all of the fun of gunfire, explosions, and justice, but none of the strings attached and red tape that is in the usual crime drama. Michael is a spy, so it's more about espionage and intel rather than playing by the rules. As the show gets to its climax, the episodes evolve with the storyline. Rather than your traditional help someone out while tailing the bad guy, lines are crossed. Michael has to shoot his way out sometimes, and large governmental conspiracies literally change how the show operates for multiple episodes in a row. I know that Criminal Minds did this for a time with Emily's plotline, but that show goes on forever. Burn Notice only has 7 seasons, and everything is wrapped up quite nicely in the finale. Another huge aspect of this show is the narration. You see, not only does Michael do things only a spy would know how to do, he also tells you exactly what he is doing. It's fascinating to see how to make a listening device with only crude materials, and it's also exciting to see tools you didn't even know existed. For instance, in season 3, episode 2, Michael breaks into the back of a storage unit where he is hiding his C4 explosives, and he uses a freaking water saw to get in there. It's moments like those that really make you appreciate how smart Michael is, but also how well researched this show is. The narration adds so much to the story that can't be explained through normal dialogue. Like, why would Michael explain to Sam how a bug works? He knows that, but we need that info. It makes you feel like you are part of the show when he fills you in on the plan. Obviously, the characters play a significant role in maintaining interest for this series too. Michael doesn't like to kill, he only does so when absolutely necessary. However, he has no qualms about letting bad guys get what they deserve, which is satisfying because he basically has an eye for an eye philosophy when it comes to criminal behavior. He's also so incredibly smart when it comes to psychology. He usually pinpoints the exact response of a criminal with little error. It's also funny because Michael always has the answers until he runs out. And when that happens, his friends give him the encouragement and support that allow him to renew his strength and tenacity. He always seems to find a way to do the impossible. And for me, I love shows where the character has a line in the sand and gets pushed to that. I'm a huge rule follower, so I appreciate when characters like Sam Axe are Michael's voice of reason. It's the perfect combination of ultimate power versus control. Michael Westen is a myth, a legend, a spy who can do anything. But what happens when that spy is pushed to the brink? If he has the power to do anything, manipulate any situation, he can get away with anything he wants. So does he sacrifice his principles to get what he desires in the moment? Or does he do what is right when nobody is watching? It's a theme that is tested time and time again, and believe me, the results are magnificent. Let's be honest, there are some sucky episodes just like any series has, but if you stick with it, I truly believe you will enjoy it if you like anything action. I'm also a huge history buff, so I love when Sam and Michael reminisce about the Cold War. It's fun to see Michael's old Ukrainian and Russian enemies track him down in America to kill him, and it's an absolute thrill when you see Michael operating at his best. I think the loyalty and trust that each of the main cast has with each other also just isn't there together in any other show. Like, there's something about their battle-hardened bonds that don't line up with police shows, because under pressure, yeah, they would probably betray their friends. But Michael, his mom, Fee, Sam, and eventually the addition of Jesse Porter, ex-CIA spy, they would take on the entire Chinese army for each other. They wouldn't break even if every inch of their body was broken. And there's also another part of the story. Michael, he was physically abused by his father. So whenever Michael takes on a client with an abusive father, it just makes me tear up to see how much he cares. I think that's a huge part why I personally like Burn Notice. With all of the cool stuff, there's this sentimentality that the actors nail every time. And there's a clarity of conscience that makes me really happy just to think, wow, there are some people that would die for each other. That's incredible. Overall, Burn Notice is my third favorite non-anime TV show of all time, and I rate it a 9.7 out of 10.